Hi guys, so today we're checking out the Lomax Hard Trifold tonneau cover in matte black, hitting all 2020 and newer Gladiator JTs. So if you're in search of a tonneau cover that's going to provide some extra security and protection to the things inside your bed area, while also getting a sleek look in the meantime, this option by Lomax is going to be a great choice to take into consideration. Now there are a ton of options when choosing a tonneau cover between hard and soft tonneau covers, as well as trifolds, roll-ups, and so on. And as it says in the name, this is going to be a hard trifold. So this will be more for the Gladiator owner who's looking for some extra security out of a tonneau cover, and also a tonneau cover that's very easy to use and operate on a daily basis. Now this again is going to provide a lot of security to the back of your bed area from any prying eyes or any unwarranted weather, and it is going to lock at the back, so anybody that you don't want getting inside of your tonneau cover definitely won't be able to get access to that. Now when you have the tonneau cover flipped completely down, this is going to secure over the tailgate, so if you do lock the tailgate, the tonneau cover is going to be locked. However, if you want to flip open the tonneau cover and carry any larger items with the tonneau cover flipped open, it's very easy to pull a strap and completely flip it open. And you can even secure it at the back with a couple of straps to make sure that it's not going to move around or flip back down while you're driving. Now this will be made of an aluminum material. It's going to have a nice texture black finish on top, or a matte black finish, that's going to provide a very sleek look, especially with how low profile the tonneau cover is itself. So if you are looking for a more complete look to your truck and you're looking for specifically a hard cover that's going to do that, this is definitely going to offer that low profile aesthetic because of that finish on top. Now with that being said, this again is going to be very easy to operate on a daily basis. So if you are looking for something that's very easy to use and very easy to maneuver when you're loading things in and out of your bed, again, this is going to be a great choice. Now with that being said, this is going to come in at roughly $900, and I personally think for the security as well as the ease of the install and how easy it is to operate, that is definitely a great price point. Now when taking a look at some other choices on the page, usually the more expensive options are going to provide that extra security and some of those extra bells and whistles. Now some may have locks up on top or different locking mechanisms that may be a little bit more expensive, or again may have those extra bells and whistles. And then on the other hand of that, some of the less expensive options are not going to offer all of the security that this one does. They may be for soft tonneau covers, and they're more for someone who doesn't necessarily care about the security of the bed. Now again, if you are looking for something that is going to provide a lot of security, a low profile and very sleek and complete look to the back of the truck, while also being incredibly durable, this is going to be a great choice. Now as far as install is concerned, this is going to be very easy to install. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you no more than 1 hour, and some very basic hand tools to get the job done. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a ratchet and a 13mm deep socket. So our first step to installing this tonneau cover is to install the rails first. So they are going to be side specific. I would just keep that in mind while you're installing these, but these are going to sit right up against the side of our bed here, and the tabs are going to be facing the inside, and this safety strap is going to be more towards the front than it is towards the rear. So I would keep that in mind. So if you can't clamp this down to the rail right now, I would recommend to have somebody at the end hold one side of this rail. Then we can take one of our provided clamps, line this up at the front as far as we can, and we can snug it up. Now we can go back and readjust these in a minute. I just want to make sure that the rail is attached. I'm using a 13mm socket just to snug that up so it stays in place. And then we can repeat that for the other 3 clamps. You want to make sure that the ridges on the clamp are lining up with the ridges on the side rail here. So once those back three are on and tightened down, if you need to adjust the one up at the front, you can go back and do that. I'm still using that same 13mm socket. So once all of the clamps are tightened down on this side, we can repeat that same process on the other side. So what we can do at this point is lay the tonneau cover over the back of our Gladiator. There's going to be a couple tabs on either side, and you want to make sure that these bungee cords that are holding the tonneau cover together stay secure and they're facing the cab of the truck. So I'm actually just going to put it in the bed and lay it over. So once the tonneau cover is laid over the side rails, you can see in each corner that that tab that we just slid into place is going to sit in each of those corners underneath the rails. And then we're going to have this tab here. This is going to sit right in between these two notches. And there's a pull strap. So in order to get those lined up, you just kind of want to move the tonneau cover in place. And then you can actually pull down on the tonneau cover to get it to sit into place. And those tabs should go right underneath those rails. Then we can attach our safety straps to make sure that the back of the tonneau cover is in place, and then we can completely fold it back. So these safety straps just hook onto this loop here. That just makes sure that the tonneau cover is not going anywhere when it's secured to the back of the truck. So what we can do is just unhook these two bungee cords from the back. This is what's keeping it together. So when you're driving around and this is open, this is going to keep this top part of the tonneau cover down. So you just kind of want to push down on the bungee cord and pop it out of that little tab. Now we can flip our tonneau cover forward and start to fold it down. Now there's going to be another strap on the back here that's going to go into the rail. So if you pull down on this, it's going to release those two tabs to make sure that it's hooking on the back of the side rail here. You may have to push it down at first. When you first install this tonneau cover, it's not going to conform to the truck right away. So after you install this, what you want to do is leave it closed for about 48 hours, and it's going to conform to the truck. So when you flip it open and flip it closed, this is just going to go in like butter. So just to give you guys a better idea of what's going to happen after we close the tailgate, there's going to be two pull tabs here. These are going to go underneath the side rails on either side. Now, in order to secure our tonneau cover down and have the best fitment, we're going to lift this up just a hair, and we're going to close up our tailgate, press on either side, and that's going to lock into place. So at this point, when you want to close your tailgate, when you want to keep this all the way down, what we're going to do is just give it a little lift, close up our tailgate, and then on either side, we're going to give it a little press. So at first, it may take a little bit of extra pressure in order to get those back locks secured, but Lomax recommends that you keep this on and shut for about 48 hours. And in that time period, the tonneau cover is going to conform to the truck. So it will be a little bit easier to operate and a little bit more user-friendly because it's going to fit a little bit better after it kind of molds to the truck. However, if you want to open this back up, all you have to do is open up your tailgate. We're gonna pull this pull strap, and we can just start to flip this open. And then if you want to keep it open, you can definitely do that. If you want to secure it, you can secure down the bungees in the back, and then we can repeat that same process when we want to close it up. So we can unsecure that bungee in the back, flip it forward, close up our tailgate, make sure it locks on either side. So that is going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos and products just like this, and always keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.